is cold, we stand surrounded. We are not alone. Within my reverie, there's holy light. Without a number, we stand and fight. And Lord, ignite. The world is cold. We stand surrounded. We are not alone. Within my reverie, there's holy light. Without a number, we stand and fight. Oh, 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 we are not alone. Oh, we are not alone.
Welcome, everybody, to the PPR channel. It is Thursday night, which means it is time for Immortal Shadows. Hey, Crossover Paranormal, welcome to the chat. Glad that you are hanging out with us. Glad that you could make it. So Thursday night, as many of you know, is our show where we kind of focus more on the spiritual aspects of things. And currently we are taking our time going through the amazing book of Revelation. And so we will continue that study tonight, looking at the sixth trumpet. So that's going to come later on in the show. For those of you who missed our Tuesday night show, Southern Discomfort, go back and watch that. We had a very special guest with us, horror author Roland Bursey Jr., who is also a Louisiana boy like myself. He joined us and talked about his writing, some of the stuff that he has out, some of the things that are coming out. Actually, tomorrow he has a book dropping with two other authors. It's a collection with 3 different novellas. It is called Haunted Highways. And so that Kindle version will be dropping tomorrow. So be sure to check that out. Haunted Highways is the name of the book. It's called Deep Tides. It's a part of the Deep Tide series that is put out by Crystal Lake Publishing. Bethany will be joining me at some point tonight, and Emma is also going to be with us after a little bit of a hiatus. So she will be sharing some songs with you. So she's excited to get back and be able to share her talent with everyone. Hey, Gregory, welcome. Glad that you came to hang out with us tonight. Also, tomorrow, I know we have rescheduled this thing 1,000,001 times, but the plan is for tomorrow at 12 noon Central. We're all going to be up here talking about our experience at the Thomas House, an investigation that we did in Red Boiling Springs in Tennessee back in December with Elite Vixen Paranormal. It was their charity event. So we all got to go and hang out. And we plan on getting up here tomorrow and discussing just our experiences with that. And I know we got some video clips to show as well. So that will be taking place tomorrow at noon Central, so 1 p.m. Eastern. So that is what we have coming up on the channel. Now, next week, I am going to be out of town for some work training. I'm going to try, Lord willing, to still do the shows in my hotel room. So I still plan on doing it, but just in case something comes up and we don't, just be aware that that's probably what happened. Something happened on the trip, got caught up with work stuff, and I wasn't able to do it. But I am planning on trying to continue our schedule of Tuesday night and Thursday night next week. So next Tuesday night, we will hopefully be wrapping up our study on the Necronomicon that we've been doing for Southern Discomfort. And then Thursday night, we'll continue more in the book of Revelation. Hey, Chairman, glad that you are here with us. There's PW. Glad that y'all are here. Hey, PW, I read that thing that you wrote on Edgar Allan Poe. That was great. Really kind of supplements what we've been talking about on Tuesday nights with Lovecraft, because we have kind of compared their styles a little bit since both of them were so influential. So if any of y'all have an Instagram account, go follow PW on Instagram. Her account is Lady Rose, and actually I think her link is in our description, that you can find it in there. But she did she likes to do these posts every so often that kind of run the gamut of all kinds of things, paranormal, myths, history, spirituality, religion. Her latest one she did was on Edgar Allan Poe, and we're big fans of Edgar Allan Poe here, so go check that article out. Oh, you're doing the next one on Napoleon. Okay, it's pretty cool. Oh, Chairman, you don't have Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Well, I can get that. You're not really missing out on much, except for PW's lovely post that she puts up on Instagram. How many of those do you do a week, PW? I know you usually do at least one or two a week, don't you? I'll wait for you to answer in the chat. But she's pretty consistent about putting those up there. Two a week. Okay. Yep. So she's consistent with that. 2 a week. So if you have Instagram, go check her out and go follow her, and you'll get to read all kinds of cool stuff that she posts up. Now, those of you who know how we like to have a good time on this channel, I have something special for Bethany when she comes up here in just a little bit. And I told her what I was going to do. And so she's really kind of avoiding getting on the show tonight. But I'm going to pressure her and tell her that y'all are all waiting for her, because I have some dad jokes for her. And y'all know how much she hates that kind of humor. So I've got several waiting for her when she comes up here in just a little bit. Yep, I will, PW. Any ones that you ever want me to read, PW, don't be shy. Just message me and say, hey, will you read this one? And I'll say, sure. Let me know. Although sometimes my Instagram notifications, I don't know if anybody else has been having this trouble lately, but I'm not getting them. I've checked my phone. Everything says that they're on, but sometimes they just don't come through for whatever reason. So that's why I missed that message for like 3 days, PW, that you sent me on the one you did for Edgar Allan Poe. I didn't see the notification until the other day. You want me to read the one on Azazel? Okay, we can do that. We can do that one for sure. There's Dustin. Dustin is in the chat. I told Dustin what I had planned for Bethany, which these dad jokes are awesome. I was telling them to my youngest son earlier tonight, and he was I had him in stitches. So Dustin, you are absolutely going to love these jokes. I'm going to tell Bethany that everybody's waiting on her. I'm going to pressure her. Yeah, PW, I do. I most certainly do. Because y'all know me, I've got to get all this silliness out of my system before I actually get into something serious that we're teaching tonight. The Book of Revelation is very, very heavy topic. So, oh, she said 1 second, so she's coming. She's coming. So I got to get this out of my system so that I'll be able to focus and concentrate. Um, with the last round we had all of our jokes going about the seven seals. This time we've got the trumpets, and for those of you who are new, you'll see what we're talking about here in a second when Bethany comes up. We found the most obnoxious trumpet sound to aggravate her with, and she absolutely hates it. So we made a little clown video with it that she just absolutely loves and adores with all of her heart. So you'll be able to see that for those of you who haven't. Once she comes up here in just a minute, we'll play those videos, and then after we get all that out of our system, Emma will come in here and she'll sing some songs, and we'll kind of shift gears to get into our more serious stuff. Oh yeah, the seal jokes, Bethany really, that one I think maybe kind of broke her a little bit, PW. For those of you who don't know what happened, who missed the earlier shows, I said the seven seals that we're talking about in the Book of Revelation are like seals on a document, not like the or seals that bark on a beach. And Bethany, like, she hated it so much it almost made her angry that the joke was so bad. And because she disliked it so much, and those of you who are regulars know that anytime Bethany dislikes something on the show, Dustin and I are going to run with it. So we made all of these pictures of like seals holding Bibles on the beach and preaching and stuff like that, and we play it every week. And I figured something would happen when we got into the trumpets, just because we are who we are, and that's exactly what happened with the trumpets. We found something to annoy her with, so that's how we roll on this show. And we are the only paranormal show that I know of, Dustin, thus far, that has sock puppets. So the sock puppets will be making an appearance, not tonight, but I can promise you they will be making an appearance in the very, very near future. That's another thing Bethany hates. She hates the sock puppets too. So anything to annoy the love of my life, I am going to do it. And Dustin backs me. Not only does Dustin back me, Dustin goes above and beyond, and he makes these videos, and you'll see some. Bethany absolutely hates his creepy, I guess what we call it, Dustin, creepy clown voice, creepy demonic voice. And so Dustin will send her voice messages of the voice, and it's just fantastic. So let me see where she's at. Here's Emma.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Well, since Emma is ready, we are going to go ahead and let her play, since Bethany is probably lost. I don't know where Magellan's at. So, all right, Emma, come on up here, baby.
Sure can do. All right, this one is God of Miracles. Let's see. Hi, Eden. spite of what I see, Lord, I believe. But help my unbelief, I choose to trust you. No matter what I feel, let faith arise. Let faith arise. From champions not dead, he is alive. And he already knows my every need. Surely he will come and rescue me. So God of miracles, come. We need your supernatural love to break through. Nothing's impossible. You're the God of miracles. Let faith arise and see the kingdom come. I lift my eyes, for the battle has been won. My God is faithful, and every single word he said is true. So God of miracles, come, 'cause we need your supernatural love to break through. Nothing's impossible. You're the God of miracles. This world is shaking, but you cannot be shaken. My heart is breaking, but I'm not broken yet. Your love is fearless. Help me to be courageous too. 'Cause there's nothing impossible for the God of miracles. Come, 'cause we need your supernatural love to break through. Nothing's impossible. You're the God of miracles. Miracles. You're the God of miracles. Okay. Yay. And then this one is Here I Am to Worship. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see You're my God, 'cause you're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me.
Good.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, baby.
of course.
So I hope y'all enjoyed Emma coming back. And I have Bethany in the basement, so I'm going to pull her up. Hey,
Oh,
John. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Blondie.
Hey, what'd I miss?
Just some announcements, and you were there for Emma singing.
I was.
Yep.
I love it when she sings.
Scrolling through, making sure I didn't miss anybody in the chat. Hey, Kenneth, who may have come on while Emma was singing. Okay, I think I said hey to everybody. Now, I did tell you I had a surprise for you, right?
No, this is news to me.
No, I did.
What?
I told everybody in chat, too, that I had some dad jokes for you.
Oh, God, don't. Don't. You've been sending me these all day. They're just stupid.
Are
I
y'all
told
ready?
you. No,
No, what?
they're dumb.
Hey, Andrew, off of Facebook. What's up, man? Glad that you're with us. Facebook is working now. I'm seeing the comments. It hadn't done that in a
Oh,
while.
you figured it out.
Well, StreamYard figured it out, and we've had it connected. So PW's ready to hear the jokes. Are you
She's
ready
supposed
to
to
hear
be on my side. My beloved witch is supposed to be on my side.
All right, so we'll go ahead and kick things off. Now, this first one is for you, Bethany,
Oh, what?
since you're a farm girl
I am not a farm girl.
and you live
Stop
on the
it. I
farm.
don't have a farm.
How do you get a farm girl to marry you?
Go on.
First, a tractor.
These are like those stupid jokes that one uncle tells you at Christmas. They're not really funny, especially as you get older. They're just stupid.
I'm not done. I'm just getting started. You like outer space? Anybody out here like space? I think they do. Now, you may be wondering, Bethany, do you know how they organize a space expedition?
Go on.
They plan it.
Why do you find these funny? They're not. They're dumb.
Hey, freaking welcome. You're just in time for comedy hour before we get serious.
The comedy that's not funny.
I think it's hilarious.
It's not. I'm glad it just tickled you to pieces.
What do you call a fish with a bow tie?
What?
Sophisticated.
Gosh, these are so bad. Oh God. Okay, you're making that stupid seal joke look sophisticated by now. Please don't.
I already told him about the seal joke.
You have terrible jokes. This is so stupid.
Why are pirates called pirates, Bethany?
Why?
They just are.
Oh God. Oh, come on. I'm not 8. Like, seriously. These are terrible. Come on, people in chat. You got to be with me on this one.
Hey, Bethany.
Yes.
Why do nurses carry red crayons?
Why?
Because sometimes they have to draw blood.
Seriously, is anybody finding these funny? I mean, like, that is so stupid. Oh, you know, these are like nail on a chalkboard for me. They're so annoying.
Yeah, oh yeah, Dustin. I'm gonna play her video here in just a second. What do you call a duck on crack, Bethany?
What?
A quackhead.
What is wrong with you? Seriously, they're stupid. Oh, jeez.
Y'all know Bethany has been really working out hard lately, haven't you, baby?
Yes, actually, I have been.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I think one thing you should incorporate are lunges because they're a big step forward.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. All right. Can we move on? Just stop.
I got one more in me.
If you make our wedding vows into nothing but dad jokes, I will walk out on you. I swear, as
You
God
just
is my witness.
ensured that's going to happen. Okay, Dustin, you've got to help me come up with dad joke style wedding vows.
No.
That,
My nickname is Cotton Candy.
Yep. So y'all, the other day, Bethany was getting all bossy and trying to tell me what to do and order me around, and she told me to stop acting like a flamingo, so I had to put my foot down.
All right, just stop, please. These are painful. I've given birth and it wasn't as painful as this. I mean, come on.
Oh.
Moving on.
Let's welcome Bethany to the show, everybody.
No, don't play the music.
Let's welcome
No, don't play the no.
my beautiful blonde.
Bethany. Hello, Bethany. Say hi to the viewers. Here you go. Enjoy the show.
Welcome, Bethany.
I hate that music more than anything.
Now, those are the trumpets we were talking about, and she didn't
But
like
that
the
is-
trumpets.
But
What?
that
Go
isn't
ahead.
the intro that usually gets people to laugh, though.
No, she didn't like the trumpets, so Dustin made her this one.
Hello, Bethany. How
I no words.
Welcome to the show, Bethany.
Gee, thank you. Thank you so much.
I'll have to go get the 7 seal pictures again, PW. I had taken them off because we only have so many up there. So I'll have to put them back on.
Yeah, but I noticed that the mildewed camper of passion is up there in my intro. Thank you so much for picking something that smells like a wet, moldy ashtray.
Yeah, well, this is our compound.
Oh my God! No! Dear God, how did you find that and why?
It's been on here. You don't remember this one?
No, you've never shown me this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dustin put this one on here a while back. And you and I are taking the very top one.
No, we're not.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a stiff breeze, and it'll be on the ground.
We are taking the top one. That way I can see everything. Like a lookout tower in case, cryptids are roaming around. I want to make sure that I can get them. Kind of like this one with the lookout tower there. You can stand up there with your binoculars.
Why do you have to pick the trashiest, ugliest, dirtiest looking thing? Nothing can be nice.
Oh, but Boo Bear, I have you
Aw.
to drive you around in this.
Oh, God. What did I do to deserve that?
I don't know. You should be
I
thankful.
mean, I'm going to be honest. Nothing that you and Dustin have come up with has ever compared to the Methmo minivan.
Hey, PW wants to know, Bethany, have you always been scared of clowns?
No, actually, my brother was the one who was scared of clowns. They never really bothered me. All right, it wasn't until I saw the movie Terrifier and Art the Clown really scared me to the point that I fainted. And Zekes never let me live it down, and he still makes fun of me about that.
Mm-hmm. She passed out in Terrifier too.
I did. Because it's really disgusting and it scared me.
Oh, did you get your little teddy bear, Boo Bear?
I will make sure that I use PW's magic to bring it to life so that it can beat you up.
Oh.
Yes, PW, really. That's legit. That's really what happened.
And she had to get her little teddy bear and cuddle up with it. And she was so scared.
Did I end up crying with that one too?
I don't know. I don't remember.
One of them I did cry and told you can we shut it off?
It's probably the second one.
Yeah, that was the
think
one
it
I
was.
started. Yeah, I did. I started crying. Shut up. Just get on with the show, okay?
Oh my goodness. How is your teddy bear?
He's fine. In my room, as always.
Oh. Now, speaking of teddy bears, y'all be sure to check out the latest January edition of Southern Discomfort that is based off of Bethany and her little teddy bear. Except I have made it a Build-A-Bear that comes to life and kills. But it is inspired by Bethany. On Godlist for 50 cents.
Yep.
Well, I'm trying to make sure.
Yeah, we can't have too many pregnant pauses here.
I need to make sure that I've got it all out of my system before
The chair kind of looks like Ted the Bear from the movie Ted. Oh, that was such a funny movie.
Yeah.
So, what are we discussing tonight? What's on the show? What can people expect?
So we are going to get into the 6th trumpet tonight is what we are going to be discussing. Last time we did the 5th one, we're going to move to the 6th one. And then after that, we have kind of a little bit of an interlude in the text. And then it gets to the 7th trumpet. So tonight, If y'all remember back to the fifth trumpet, that was the one when it was sounded. It released a demon horde from the bottomless pit. And the sixth one is related to that. And we have some more demons being released. So that is what we're going to look at tonight. So are you ready, Bethany?
I'm ready.
Everybody in chat ready? Les Dustin, if you got anything funny to say, do it now.
Why would you do that? Okay, now that's all I'm going to think about is either the farting intro music or something stupid.
So I can focus for the next 20 minutes or so.
Do you have any more dumb dad jokes you want to get off your chest before we get this thing into high gear here?
I don't think so. I think
All
I got
right.
them all out. I'm just waiting to see if Dustin's good. See if we can all move on without me being distracted.
You're always a heartbeat away from that.
Yes, this is true. That's why I need to definitely make sure so I can focus for the next 20 minutes or so. All right. We have here, we're reading out of Revelation chapter 9, starting in verse 13. It says, "Now the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God. One saying to the sixth angel who had the trumpet, 'Release the four angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates.' And the four angels who had been prepared for the hour and the day and the month and year were released, so that they would kill a third of mankind. The number of the armies of the horsemen was 200 million. I heard the number of them, and this is how I saw in the vision the horses and those who sat on them. The rider had breastplates, the color of fire and hyacinth and of brimstone, and the heads of the horses are like the heads of lions, and out of their mouths proceed fire and smoke and brimstone. A third of mankind was killed by these three plagues, by the fire, the smoke, and the brimstone which proceeded out of their mouths. For the power of the horses is in their mouths and in their tails. For their tails are like serpents and have heads, and with them they do harm. The rest of mankind who were not killed by these plagues did not repent of the works of their hands, so as not to worship demons and the idols of gold and of silver and of brass and of stone and of wood, which can neither see nor hear nor walk. And they did not repent of their murders, nor their sorceries, nor their immorality, nor their thefts." So that is what we're going to look at. That ends the sixth trumpet. So here we have, if you remember what we've talked about the trumpets, that they are God's response to the martyrs and the believers' prayers that we looked at in chapters 6 and 7. And we talked about how some of this is a little bit of a recapitulation of what happened in the seals, in those last few seals. So same thing here. This trumpet is an answer. And one of the first things to point out here is, if you go back and look at verse 13, it talks about four horns on the golden altar. And numerology is big in the book of Revelation. We've mentioned that before. We've talked about the symbolic significance of certain numbers that are mentioned. And here, like with the other ones, the number 4 represents completeness. And the horns in the Old Testament represented power. So the idea here with the sixth angel sounding, and he hears a voice coming from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God. This imagery is meant to express the safety and protection of the full power that God has for his people, and the full power that he has in being able to express his judgments upon the earth towards wickedness. And so this imagery here of the four horns and the altar is to show how God is all powerful over the earth and all the events that are taking place in the book of Revelation, in human history, and also to give God's people comfort to know that the persecutions that they are going through are not outside of God's control. They are limited in their time, and they do have an end. And because God is a just God, he will give justice for what they have suffered and what they have gone through. In verse 14, we have this voice that's coming out of the altar, and we see these angels who have been bound, and they've been restrained against their will some sort of way, like the demons we saw earlier in this chapter that were confined to the abyss. Now, when we get further on into the book, we're going to see Satan bound in similar language. But also, for those of you who remember when we went through the book of Enoch, there's this imagery there, the watchers, the sons of God who sinned and came down and went into the daughters of men. Genesis 6, first Enoch was a commentary on that. There is this same type of imagery of these spirits, these wicked angels being bound. So what we have here are wicked angels. They're not good angels, but they are some wicked angels that are bound. Scholars don't know who it is. The text doesn't specify. I mean, it could be some of the angels that we've read about in first Enoch, some of the sons of God and the watchers that were bound. It could be something else. I mean, we just don't know. But the imagery does connotate that these were some wicked angels that were bound, and they're being released for this purpose. And they've been held at the great river Euphrates. And a lot of times, and let's kind of correct some stuff that's usually said about this passage. All right, a lot of times, this passage, kind of what we mentioned last time, everything is taken so literally. But again, remember, this is vision, this is symbolic, and also what John is seeing is taking place in the spiritual realm, right? Because you have demons coming out of the pit. This is something that is going on in the spiritual realm. A lot of times, these texts are taken by popular TV preachers and used to talk about something physical. And they'll talk about how, and they'll try to use China, for example, and say that this is talking about China because China supposedly has a 2 million man army. And we saw the number 2 million in there. And they try to make these demons out to be some sort of military weapon and vehicle. That is the furthest thing from John's mind. And that is what happens. A lot of time, biblical misinterpretation happens is because we're bringing our modern concepts into an ancient text, and we cannot do that. This is why there's such a misinformation in the huge origin debates, and why so many Christians reject evolution, because they are reading the text of Genesis wrong and trying to do science and history from that. And that's not the case. That's not why it's written. And it's the same thing here. You have modern people going in trying to pick the text out and make it mean modern things when it was written to an ancient audience. So this is not talking about China. This is not talking about a present army that's going to have 200 million soldiers. This is in the spiritual realm, and this is talking about a demon horde. Hey, Allie, welcome to the chat. Glad you're here with us. So this idea of the Euphrates, and the reason I mention that is because you're going to hear all these people talk about, oh, well, the Euphrates is supposed to dry up and all of this stuff, and this is where Armageddon is going to happen. But again, remember, there's symbolism in this, and Euphrates being mentioned here, this evokes a whole lot of Old Testament prophecy about armies in the north from beyond the Euphrates, whom God was going to bring to judge sinful Israel. It's mentioned in Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, and Jeremiah, Ezekiel, the book of Joel. All of this idea of the Euphrates and judgment coming from the north and the ungodly nations around Israel at that time. John is taking this imagery of judgment of physical armies and using it and applying it to the spiritual armies of Satan and applying it to demons. Okay, these demons are used as God's source of judgment and justice upon the wicked of the earth. That's what's going on here. We can't read a physical army into this particular passage. The biggest example of this, the strongest connection here that John is having with the Old Testament, is with Jeremiah 46, and it's talking about judgment coming on Egypt, the armies of horsemen from the north, like serpents, and they're innumerable like locusts, and they're wearing these breastplates and standing by the Euphrates River. So John is picking that from Jeremiah and applying it to the demon horde that is in this particular text. And you see this type of language also used in the book of First Enoch, in which we've talked about before. Also, another one of those Jewish apocalyptic books, Second Baruch, mentions this type of thing going on with the Babylonians standing at the four corners of the earth, and the mention of the Euphrates and stuff like that. We're going to see too that this sixth trumpet is going to align with the sixth bowl that is to come a little later on in this text. Hey, Makeup Mom and Son, thank you for coming back and being with us tonight. So these angels that have been bound by God, they're released, and the command is coming from the altar. And these destructive foes, there's a little bit of parallel. When we go back to 7:1, we had mention of the four winds of the earth. And here we have another mention of the four winds and these four angels bound at the Euphrates. So this is even greater proof that everything that we're talking about here is happening in the spiritual realm, because this destructive wind coming up on the earth has a spiritual significance, because angels are a lot of times identified with wind. There's a passage in the Psalms which the author of Hebrews quotes about God. He makes his angels wind and his messengers flames of fire. So this satanic enemy, these winds, are going to be released, and this demon army is going to come. And we see in verse 15, they're going to carry out what they have been prepared to do. And what they have been prepared to do, it says, is to kill a third of humans at the appointed time. Again, this is a parallel to something we read in First Enoch. When we went through that study, I told you Enoch had such an influence on the New Testament writers. And I said you would see it even more when we get into the book of Revelation. And you're seeing it here in the passages that I have mentioned are found scattered, the same imagery scattered throughout the book of Enoch. So this plague of hail in that we have here. Again, remember how I told you this links back to what was going on. John draws his imagery from the plagues of the Exodus. You've got these plagues of hail that are coming from God Almighty, and there is this example in Enoch of bringing this type of judgment where this angel is stirring things up, stirring kings from the east, drawing in all of this happening around the river Euphrates. So John is not just pulling this language out of a vacuum. He's steeped in Old Testament. He's steeped in those Jewish apocalyptic writings that were written during Second Temple Judaism. Now, let's focus here for a second on this number that a lot of the futurists focus on, and that is that number 200 million, right? They say that there's going to be this 200 million man army at the end time that is going to gather. We've already said that this is not physical, but that this is spiritual. But there's also something here in the text, and I'm not going to get into a lot of the real technical stuff in the Greek, but this number here, it's literally written as kind of like 2 times 10,000s upon 10,000s. It's not an exact number here, was not intended by John. The text and the way the Greek is, we saw it further on back. I don't remember what chapter it is, but it talked about people around the throne being myriads and thousands upon thousands. This is kind of the same thing you have going on here. It is an innumerable army. This is what the Greek is trying to portray. So you can't just take any nation that you think has a 200 million man army and then apply it to this text, because that's not the exact number that John was even getting at. He was just trying to say that this army was so vast, so innumerable, that he's like, it was like two times 10,000s upon 10,000s, this great myriad there. And again, this is referring to these demon armies and the stuff going on in the spiritual realm here in the book of Revelation. As we go on looking at this particular army, their description is very similar to the demonic locusts that we saw earlier. And they are presented as these monstrous horses. And I'm sorry, Bethany, and I'm sorry, Dustin, but I can't help it. I got to go here. I got to go with the unicorn. It's making me think of the unicorn thing. She got these monstrous horses. And all I can think in my head right now is that rabid unicorn that I have.
You couldn't think of Pegasus. You couldn't think of a stallion. You're thinking of a rainbow heart glittery unicorn?
No, I'm thinking of a mean unicorn that looks like this intimidating looking demon horse. And he's got this horn, maybe that it's like curved a little bit. The demon horse.
Words totally fail me. Sparkles. All right.
The demon horse.
Sparkles.
It's what these horses look like.
Sparkles. Named Sparkles. Pancakes and pickles.
They're monstrous horses, is how John is describing them. Kind of like the earlier locust.
You're describing them as unicorns. Sparkly, glitter.
I know,
happy.
I said it made me think of a mean unicorn. because I told you that's the only kind of unicorn I would ever like, is one that would actually use its horn.
See
to
that,
kill people.
everybody? He just said he likes unicorns.
Only if it has a horn and will
No,
kill
you just admitted you like unicorns.
people. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No,
You just said it. You just said it. We
I
all heard
said
it. We all
if
heard it.
it kills people, and I've said that on the show before. I said as long as my
Good way to
unicorn-
cover your tracks.
Oh, I have. You can't trick me. I know what I've said.
That's
That
right up
if
there
the
with
unicorn-
guys back
if
in the
the
day saying they
unicorn-
only read Playboys for the articles. You
if
like
the unicorn
unicorns.
kills people, I'm all for it. No, because y'all are like, oh, how can you not like a unicorn? They're powerful and magical and all this stuff. And I said, as long as it kills people with its horn, I'm good.
You like unicorns.
As long as it kills people. If I had
CPW's with me. Yes, you did say you love unicorns.
if I had one like this, I would ride it.
Like what?
I look like this. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like one of these horses.
Oh, I thought you were going to show a visual. That's weak.
No. I'm sure Dustin's bringing some up.
Let's see.
You love unicorns. You are just afraid to admit.
Oh, see, yeah, there. It'd be something like that.
I mean,
I'm at the work.
oh, God, I hate that voice.
So, yes, these demons, the way that John sees them and describes them, he says that they are like lions, monstrous horses, lions with breastplates, and they have these tails that inflict people with pain. And the tails are kind of like this serpent, scorpion thing, serpent with a head on it. Like scholars are kind of like, the Greek there is really kind of hard to tell what John is saying. It's hard to tell if he's saying it's an actual serpent head as a tail, or if it is a serpent with a head as a tail. But whatever it is, the idea is that their sting, their bite, whatever is in their tail inflicts a lot of devastation and harm. So these demons are absolutely ferocious that John sees, that are being poured out upon the earth to afflict a third of mankind. And he says that these devilish horses, and again, this imagery is all from Old Testament judgment pictures here. He says that they have fire, smoke, and sulfur proceeding from their mouths. So not only do their tails harm, but also their mouths harm. So they're dangerous at both ends. I'm sorry.
Keep it together. Just keep it together.
I'm not going to make a joke. But no, for real, honestly.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. Make your joke.
No, all seriousness aside, the idea here in what John is saying is that these things are dangerous and they're powerful and they're massive. So yeah, I know I like to joke and have fun, but like, all seriousness, these are very powerful demons, and they have a lot of strength to afflict human beings. They have fire, sulfur, smoke coming out of their mouths, and with their tails, they are able to deliver a death blow with their venom. They are destructive, and their lethal power is emphasized by this continuous repetition of fire and sulfur. Whenever we see plagues like this of fire and sulfur and smoke, it always is meant to focus on the intensity of God's judgment against wickedness. We're going to see it later on in John's book of Revelation, where it's referred to the wicked and the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet are all going to suffer a judgment of smoke and fire and brimstone. Fire and sulfur represents this fatal type of judgment, and that scene that a third of the people will die. And the imagery here connotates that not only do these demons bring spiritual death, but also physical death, in the sense that these people who have sided with wickedness, God is going to leave them in it and give them over to their ways, and that he's going to let them suffer the consequences of this demon horde. So they will die physically, and by dying physically, they will be stuck in their rebellious state, thus dying spiritually separated from God. And this is all culminating to that end picture of the lake of fire that we'll get to later on in the book towards the end. But the fire and sulfur imagery is found all throughout the book of the Old Testament. Biggest thing that comes to mind that we're all probably familiar with is Sodom and Gomorrah, the wicked city that God rescued Lot and his wife out and rained fire and brimstone down there. You've got other examples of this in Deuteronomy and 2 Samuel and Ezekiel 38 as well. So taking steps through the Old Testament, we see that this destructive nature of judgment is meant to kind of give this sense of finality. However, because it's only on a third of mankind, this is not the final judgment. This is more of a precursor, a warning shot, so to speak, of what is to come later on down the road for mankind, for humans, if they do not repent of their wickedness and turn to God through Jesus Christ. And this was also meant for the persecutors of the church in that day, who were really going after the Christians. It was kind of a sense of comfort that, look, God sees this. He knows the wickedness that is being done to you. He will rectify this. They're not going to get away, because God is a just God and holds up justice. There will be recompense for what was done to the Christians. And so that is another thing that this imagery is meant to give comfort to those who are going through persecution, that God is not going to let this just slide by and let them get away with it. So this is what we have here with the sixth trumpet. I mentioned and talked about the physical death and spiritual death. I'm going through my notes here to see if there's anything else that I need to touch on before we just kind of end it. Another interesting point, if you see this fire going out of their mouths, another thing that I had written down here, there's something about this imagery that gives this idea of something that overcomes people, and with it coming out of a demon, it's meant to give this connotation of deception. So this fire that is breathed out is a metaphor for the deception that these demons cause to blind people's mind to the truth of God. And we see this also happening later on in the book of Revelation, when Satan is depicted as a dragon. We see this great flood coming out of his mouth like water, like a river. And the mouth in the book of Revelation is meant to highlight what is spoken, because here we have the demons breathing these powerful things out of their mouths, which represents the power of their deception. And then we have Satan speaking this flood of water after the woman, and we'll look at that imagery later on. But we also have imagery of Jesus, the Lamb who was slain, riding a white horse, and he has a double-edged sword in his mouth. And that sword is meant to divide and conquer, to separate truth from falsehood. And so this is the two battling imageries that we have here. We have Satan and his demons spewing out lies and deception to deceive people and keep them in darkness, while Jesus has the sword of truth and of righteousness, this double-edged sword that is able to penetrate and cut through this. And he judges with that sword. So the imagery here is not that Jesus is going to judge with an actual sword, but that because he is truth and righteousness, that what his word, what he speaks in his judgment is true. His word is true. So you see the dichotomy that John is setting up here, because when we get to chapter 19, we're going to see the Lamb who was slain getting on his white horse, coming to deliver the final judgment, and he's going to depict Jesus with a sword in his mouth. Hey, Triple X lady. You also have the beast, false prophet. They're going to focus on the mouths of them as well. These serpents here, the idea of the serpent and the scorpion. I'll close with this. The serpent tails that we see here, the scorpion tails that we saw in the passage before in the fifth trumpet. This goes back to Old Testament imagery, associating with something evil and demonic. You see this with the serpent dragon association with Satan. When we look at the book of Job with Leviathan, who was a chaos creature whom Satan was modeled after. So this idea, anytime you see serpent, scorpion, dragon type of meaning, it is all meant to connotate something wicked and chaotic. And this chaos and this wickedness and these demon spirits, these scorpions and these snakes here, Jesus talks about this in the Gospel of Luke. He tells his disciples, when he sends them out to preach the gospel, heal the sick, and cast out demons, he tells them that they will tread over these snakes and scorpion and all over all the power of the enemy, and nothing by any means will hurt you. And the idea here is that because Jesus Christ has defeated Satan and his demons and broken their power, he now gives that same authority to his people. And what we're going to see later on, those who are the sealed of God on their foreheads, these plagues do not affect them. This is not for them. As we mentioned earlier, the trumpets, where the seal plagues affected all upon the earth, the trumpets are more narrow. This is for the wicked upon the earth. And the idea that they're snakes and scorpions too highlights that those who are the sealed of God are not going to be harmed by them, and they have victory over them because of their union with Christ. And so again, this snake and scorpion imagery is just another thing the text is screaming, that this is a spiritual army. It is not a physical army like some modern TV preachers try to preach and tell you. Okay, so there's not going to be anything like that. And that's part of the reason why I am going through this, because there is so much misinformation out there that you can flip on the TV and find. And what you're hearing about the book of Revelation coming from those airwaves and those TV stations and those pulpits are not what it says. It's not the scholarly consensus. It's stuff that's just being propagated by certain schools that have really mishandled the imagery here in the book of Revelation. But we see once we can start to put this imagery in its context, it becomes easier to understand. So this is all taking place. This is a demon army. I just want to make sure that that is emphasized enough. So that is all I have for tonight. On that, next Thursday, we get to a little interlude place, just like we did before the seventh seal. We have another little interlude here that we're going to look at before the seventh trumpet. So we will look at that next time. Let me go here and chat and see if I have missed anything. Okay, I think I said hey to everybody. Triple X.
You shouldn't be this quiet on the
I'm
show.
going to the chat. Don't tell me what to do, Blondie.
I will tell you exactly what to do because I'm right. Unicorn
No, you're not.
lover. Are you going to name it Pickles?
No, I'll come up with another name that's pretty offensive.
Please don't. Don't put it on the show. Don't say it on here.
Why not?
Please don't get us banned. Please don't.
I'm going to get us banned. Hey, John. Welcome to the chat. Bethany's trying to get me to say something I shouldn't.
No, I'm not. Liar.
Liar.
Liar. Very interesting reading. Lots of warnings.
Mm-hmm. That is the majority of the...
Do any of the books ever describe what happens if you don't, like, after the warnings have been heeded? Like, after it's all said and done?
Yeah, I mean, the warnings are meant to awaken people.
What if they choose not to?
Then we see very clearly what happens in chapter 21, after the great white throne judgment with the lake of fire. And the thing that we see with this is kind of a representation of all of human history, that these things are taking place. And God is gracious in giving people time to turn away and to embrace the life and love that he has for them. But there will come a day when that time period is up and the end comes. So after that, you have the new heavens and the new earth. But that's what's towards the end there. We'll get into that. Still there?
I was listening.
Okay. Oh, yes, Triple X lady. We can hear that trumpet music.
No.
We most certainly
Which one?
can.
Well, they're both annoying.
Let's play the one with let me find it here. Let's play the trumpets with Bethany's clown.
Hello, Bethany. How are you?
Now we have this.
Hello, Bethany. How
And no, folks, it does not stop there. We have the mashup.
I don't get it. I mean, like, this is supposed to be terrifying with demons and just fire, all these warnings, terrifying. And you pick the wimpiest, the absolute wimpiest, weakest, sissiest horn music, and then you follow it up with farts. Oh,
There you go,
my.
Triple X lady. That is the farting clown with trumpets.
Yeah, and you guys couldn't even pick tough ones. This is like having a demonic unicorn that just poops sparkles.
Yeah, see, I don't need all that stuff to try to manipulate people's emotions.
It's not about that's well, for some it is about manipulating people's emotions, but others it's kind of a cool effect. You guys have just
Oh, Dustin's back. What does he have for us?
oh God,
You play it
what?
again, Triple X lady. Let's see what Dustin has first.
Oh gosh. Well, that'll fit the
He's got cotton candy coming out of his butt.
oh great, farting cotton candy. Ew, so that's how it's made. And all that's missing is the intro music to that. Dustin, how are you finding this stuff?
He's making it.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
I love the unicorn demon fairy tale from hell. That's just it's kind of cute and like scary at the same time. And then clowns that crap cotton candy.
That is what we need.
Clowns that crap cotton candy.
Mm-hmm. That poop, a big old thing of cotton candy, and you can take that little stick and just swirl it as they're farting, and then serve it.
My brother tried to tell me that Skittles were actually unicorn poop.
I'm sure he probably did.
He did. He said it was unicorn poop.
Yep. Do you want to hear some more dad jokes before we go?
No, we don't. No, we don't. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, anybody have any questions?
I'd rather have that than god awful jokes.
They're not. You just have no sense of humor.
No, I have a pretty offensive sense of humor. It's just that those aren't funny. They're stupid.
My 11-year-old son was dying laughing over them. They are funny.
They're so stupid. So were the grown men on TikTok who have the maturity level of an 11-year-old.
Oh.
But no, I did. Zeke has never sent me your poem, PW.
I know. I forgot. I need to send it. Because the time I sent it, it didn't go through.
What's favorite butt cotton candy?
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Hey,
I like all of it. It's good. What?
Bethany, I didn't tell you this. I had a date last night, and it was absolutely perfect. And tomorrow I'll have a fig.
You are on thin ice. For a minute, I was like, I think we need to end the show right now so you and I can talk in private.
I knew that one would get you. I knew that one would get you.
Yes, it did. You and I are going to have words after the show.
Hey, Bethany.
Yes.
What do you call an overweight psychic?
What?
A fortune teller.
That's mean.
Do you know what is brown and sticky?
Peanut butter?
A stick.
Gosh, that's awful. That is stupid. Ugh. I swear, this is like my idea of hell is that I'm stuck somewhere and somebody has to tell me these god-awful jokes.
What do you call it when a group of apes start a business or a company?
What?
Monkey business.
How is that funny? Oh my gosh. These just keep getting worse. Please stop. Like, these are awful. Just,
I will save more for next time.
these are some of the worst jokes. These are those god-awful tongue-in-cheek jokes by somebody who's trying so hard to be relatable.
Well, you know what you just did, Dustin. You know what she just did.
What?
These aren't the worst. We can find worse.
Dear God, don't. Come on. These were dumb enough. Come on.
We're going to find worse, Dustin. Leave it to us.
He is a kid at heart, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Triple X Lady loves the horn clown things.
Oh, yeah. I said I would play it again for her. Here we go.
I thought Dustin, she never learns.
No.
Thank God you guys don't have outro music
We do have outro music.
for me.
That can be managed, Dustin.
No,
Outro
no.
music.
Why don't you play Yo Baby's one? Hers is pretty, like a fairy tale.
Okay, I'll play hers.
You need to embrace all that you are. Stare fear in the face. To reach for the stars. Been waiting for this moment, so let it begin. You're unbreakable. Feeling powerful.
And you compare that with mine. And it just, yeah.
Oh yeah, Dustin, he is the Jack in the Box one for you.
I don't like Jack in the Boxes.
You do or you don't?
I don't. They're
Well, good.
creepy.
Good. She doesn't like them, Dustin, so that works perfectly.
Actually, I made the mistake of do you remember when we were kids, those Charlie McCarthy ventriloquist dolls?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found one because I used to love it as a child.
Yeah.
It's really creepy. My
I know,
children are scared of it. I got creeped out by it. I don't like it.
I remember when you got that thing, you scared yourself.
Shut up.
She scared herself. She couldn't even walk in that room.
It was creepy. It's sitting there like a little man made out of plastic.
Yeah, it looked like Slappy from Goosebumps.
Yeah, it did. I'm like, I really made a very bad decision buying this.
Oh, well, look, we're going to have a room full of those things. Actually, we're going to have in the RV when we're not carrying people, we're just going to have those dummies sitting in all the empty seats.
Okay, that's not even funny. That is terrifying. Everybody would nope out of it the minute they look in the window.
It's going to be me, you, and the dummies riding.
What about the kids?
No, I'm saying if it's just me and you, we'll fill the seats with the dummies. And then if the kid wants to come, they can take a dummy out of the seat.
No, I'm not. No, I will not ride with those things.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't.
You'll hold one in your lap.
No, I won't. They're creepy.
What should we name Bethany's dummy?
I'm naming your unicorn Sparkles.
What can we name your dummy?
Don't make it mad at. Don't do that, Triple X lady. I'm gonna think it's angry at me. God.
What'd she say?
Don't give it away, Beth. Don't make it mad at you. Don't do that. I'm gonna be scared. It's gonna get mad at me, and it's gonna be like walking through my house at night. No, man, I'm scaring myself.
Dustin said the Jack in the Box he's got for you is not typical.
God.
And it's got like a worm neck.
All right. Okay, let's go back to the reading. So, what is your favorite part of the reading?
What we read tonight?
Yes.
I like the Old Testament imagery that he pulls out with the wind and Euphrates and stuff like that because it's so steeped and rich in all of the Old Testament stuff. So that's my favorite part of it.
Not the unicorns?
No, not the unicorns. But if I had a unicorn, I'd want him to be like big, like a Clydesdale. And I would want his horn to be just like massive. And I'd use him to ram down walls and tip over like cars and stuff.
I don't know why, but this doesn't sound nearly as scary as you seem to think it is.
No, I'm just saying it would be cool. It's not meant to be scary. I'd like a big horse with a horn like that I could stab people with. Not get in my way.
So, a unicorn. You like unicorns.
Clydesdale, as long as he's mean and violent.
You like unicorns.
Triple X lady said, yeah, a little spooky man doll in the house with your dummy. What can we name your dummy?
Please don't. Okay, now you guys are.
I know what we can name your dummy. Your dummy's name is Roger.
Stop doing that with the Roger thing with every stuffed animal I have in the house.
All of Bethany's stuffed animals are named Roger. So the dummy is going to be named Roger.
do that with my children's stuffed toys too. They think it's funny.
Yeah, tell them what you named your little boy's.
I didn't. I was
tonight.
calling him a name and I forgot the comma. Because I
Her
showed him a
little-
picture of my little one. He was sleeping. And I shared a picture with Zeke and I called him a name and I forgot the comma.
Well, since we try to keep Thursday night a little family friendly, I will say that she named her son's stuffy
No, I did not.
poop stains, but with the S word.
No, I was
No.
calling you that. And my little one, he calls it Stuffy.
We're gonna call it.
No,
Stains
he calls
now.
it Stuffy. And that's his baby. And it's this cute little stuffed puppy.
So
Yes, PW Roger. He names it all Roger.
Roger.
It doesn't matter what it's really called. He calls it Roger.
Roger, and now we got S stains for the.
No, that's you. That's what I call you. That's what we call each other in private.
That's what your little boy. I can't believe you named it
What?
that.
I did not do that, and I would never do that.
Poor little fella.
Never do that. And mine are getting over the croup.
Yeah,
Not fun.
that was not fun.
Nope.
Cotton candy poop stains. You think that's what clown's dirty underwear looks like? It's just like a stain of pink cotton candy instead of poop. Dustin, what do you think?
Didn't Art the Clown, like, kind of give away that that's not what his poop is if you watch the movie?
No, his is real. I see that scene. You got so sick.
That was disgusting.
That was great. Why Roger, PW? I don't know. Do you remember why? It started with the swordfish.
I have a pillow swordfish and he named it Roger. I don't know why, because I don't like the name.
That's probably why. She hated it, so I called it Roger.
That's usually why you do anything. If I hate it, you are on it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Oh, yeah.
What?
That Bethany dolls walk around your bed waiting for your feet to dangle over the
Okay,
edge.
stop it. Stop it. That's not funny.
This little piggy.
Okay, don't.
They like to play this little piggy and sing nursery rhymes. And then hack
I
them
will wake up crying. Don't. One of
Yeah,
your
sure.
stuffed puppies in the room with a little. Aw. Aw.
Yeah. Don't put S stains in there.
I did not call it that. I was calling you that.
No, you said, here is a picture with him with his stuffy S stains. With his stuffy S stains.
No, I meant that I was calling you that.
You said
I should have put the comma after he is with his stuffy, comma, S-stain.
He named his little stuffy that.
No, I did not. It's stuffy. That's what he calls it, stuffy.
Triple S, stuffy S stains. Poor little fella.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come up with another name for him.
Well, he's been calling for you, so.
Aw. I love when he does that. Dustin said, Bethany, when you get chills in bed, that's doll stealing your breath.
Okay, enough. That's not even funny. Jeez. People are mean. I would end up with nightmares crying. Although, wait a minute. No, I had a dream. Oh my gosh. This is like. Zeke, do you remember the dream that I had when we were on the show and Dustin came on? I was telling you about that.
Uh-uh.
Dustin had come on and he had taken like 1980s shag carpeting and badly glued it on his head like a toupee. And I was the only one that thought it looked terrible. And everybody, including everybody in chat, was like, Bethany, I don't know what you're talking about. It looks great.
So, Dustin, you need to come on the show with some shag carpet stapled to your head.
It was glued on. And it looked like a full-on mullet from like 1987. I mean, it was...
You just take some shag carpet from the RV and slap it on there, Dustin.
I don't know why I had that dream, but yeah.
That's because you are ready. You are ready for the life. You are ready for the RV.
No.
You're ready for it all.
Why do you always pick things that look like they smell like an ashtray?
I have a very refined taste.
It's redneck.
I mean, redneck, refined, they both start with R's. Good enough for me.
Pretty much.
Yes, Triple X lady. Everybody get clown dolls as wedding gifts for Bethany.
No. Oh, God.
The ventriloquist dummies.
Although, actually, I did get a doll as a gift from my father's. It would be his native land, and actually, it's a protection against a demon.
It's a doll's name, Roger.
Forget it. You know what? Just forget it. I'm trying to share a bit of culture, and you just ruined it like the stupid dad jokes. Forget it. I'm not sharing anything with you.
Oh. So, come on, finish telling us about Roger.
No, stop it. Wrap up the show.
Well, I'm going to let you finish telling about...
I'm done.
Oh, look,
I'm done.
they're saying, ooh, interesting. That's cool. They want to finish hearing about the demonic Roger doll.
No, they aren't. I'm reading it. Well, other than Triple X Lady and BW.
No, PW. So, go ahead. Tell us about the demon Roger doll.
It is not a demon, Roger. Stop it. I don't want to. No.
You are depriving our listeners.
It's a doll from my dad's and my grandparents' native country, and it's supposed to protect you from a female demon.
What does it look like, baby?
It's in the traditional dress that they would have worn.
Do you still have it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you
It's an
take a
old doll.
picture?
Yes.
And then we can put it up on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll also get a picture of Clark uploaded too.
Okay. According to the legend, there was a demon that would feast upon children, but if you carried the doll with you, the doll would protect you from the demon.
And that is what country?
This would be former Czechoslovakia, but it's the same demon that's in Ukraine. It was like they're like from where my grandparents' village is. It's like right on the border in that region.
Okay. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Triple X lady said, "Yep, women demons are crazy."
Mm-hmm.
PWS,
Yes.
is it a succubus?
No.
Dustin said, "Ooh, female demon, sexy."
No, but actually, very good Triple X lady. It is a female demon, but the doll is allegedly supposed to protect you.
Yeah, good old Roger.
Just forget it with the Roger. That's right up there with the freaking dad jokes.
Roger is a good man, the good doll, a good protector. No, I don't call all of your things Roger.
Yes, you do.
No, I didn't. Because I haven't changed Sam's yet. I like that name.
What?
Estains for his
Stuffy. It's
Stuffy.
the animal's name is Stuffy.
It's not what you said.
Each of my children's toys have specific names. My oldest's panda is Pepe. Stuffy the dog for my middle one. And for the baby is Ella the elephant.
You know, you
What?
just reminded me of another dad joke.
What?
What is the most condescending bear?
What?
A panda.
Can we end the show? Please, dear God, can we end the show? Like,
Ugh.
these dad jokes are like nail on a chalkboard for me. I mean, these are just.
Bethany,
Yes.
you don't like them?
Aw, Snaky, that's cute.
Snaky. Oh. Hey, Allie.
And also they do have a stuffed wolf they all named Magdalena.
Magdalena.
But that is my great grandmother's name, so that's probably
Okay.
where they heard it.
Do you have any Rogers in your family?
Enough. Just close the show. Between the Roger and the dad jokes, like, close the show.
Okay. I will
Okay.
remember. A couple more announcements.
Oh God, what?
Nothing. I'm done messing with you.
You
Unless you
don't
want me to
love me.
continue.
No, go ahead.
You want me? Bethany wants us to keep messing with her.
No, just finish the show.
I'm trying to do what you asked and finish the show, and now you're mad.
You're not going to win, okay?
It's not about winning at all. I don't care. It's pointing out
Liar.
the inconsistency of female logic that goes on in the blonde brain.
I've seen some of the real doozies that you and Dustin have come up with. The male brain is a cat's brain has more going on than a man's brain, and a cat's brain is the size of a peach pit.
No.
Yes, it is.
Adventures. New adventures are going on in our brain. What can we come up with next to do? Can I continue?
I don't know. Can you?
I can.
Well,
Are
then
you gonna try to interrupt
continue.
me? Okay. I'm trying and you keep interrupting me.
Go ahead.
All right. Tomorrow at 12 Central, 1 Eastern, we will be back talking about the Thomas House experience. Are we still at that time, Dustin? Did I get it right? 12 Central, 1 Eastern tomorrow? Dustin said the dolls are under there waiting to tickle your toes.
No, they aren't. Oh,
How do you
God,
know?
stop it. And now I'm going to end up like, come on, I don't want to go look at the doll.
Where is it? Where is that ventriloquist dummy?
I am not taking a picture. That thing is scary.
Come on, take a picture.
No.
You may capture some spirits in it that are attached to the doll.
Go finish your announcements.
Okay, I got the time right. Dustin just confirmed. Still at 12 Central, 1 Eastern. Talking about the Thomas House experience. And then next week, I plan on going live Tuesdays and Thursdays. I will be out of town. But unless something happens or comes up, I still plan on doing Tuesday night for Southern Discomfort. We will wrap up our series on the Necronomicon. And then Thursday night, we will continue with Immortal Shadows, and we'll start in that little interlude section between the 6th and 7th Trumpet. And then hopefully Bethany will send me pictures of her Roger doll, both Roger dolls.
Stop calling it Roger.
Roger the dummy and then Roger the demon doll.
I will if you stop calling them that.
Well, I'm gonna call him that anyway. I'm not gonna stop.
Then I'm not going to send pictures.
Okay, you're depriving our listeners and the fans and everything. So you're hurting them, not me.
You know what? I will send it to them, not you.
How are you gonna send it to them? You don't have their emails and contact information.
I can put it in chat.
Well, then I'll see it still anyway.
I'll block you from it.
You can't block me. I am in StreamYard. I have the master key.
I will have Dustin send it individually to everybody.
Oh, he'll put it in here. He's not going to do that to me. Send it to Dustin and he'll post it in the chat because he's got master key too.
You and I are going to have some words after the show.
Ooh, I can't wait. We're going to have words, everybody. I'll write them down for you all and tell them on the show next week. Hey, Bud Files, welcome. What kind of words are we going to have, Bethany? This is going to be like alphabet soup?
Actually, the funny thing is I don't yell at you.
No.
Actually, it's embarrassing. Our arguments usually start with me getting angry, and then some time passes, and then I ask you something, and you're like, "I thought you were mad at me," and I kind of forgot what I was upset about.
But that's typical.
Yeah, I have a lot going on. I don't know.
So you admit that you usually start them.
No, I was saying I was peaceful. You're looking for any reason to just, oh, great. You know, Allie liked your panda joke.
I got more, Allie, coming next week. Don't worry.
God.
We'll have some more. All for Bethany.
They're awful.
Yeah, Dustin said if you get mad at me, the dolls will be in your bed staring up.
Okay, that's not even funny.
All the Rogers. We'll have a Roger convention around
Stop calling all of my dolls Roger.
Bethany's bed.
Stop it.
Sorry, Blondie. It's not going to happen. I'm interested. What kind of words are we going to have? Are they going to be like long, sophisticated words, or are they going to be like in a certain dialect, a different language? What kind of words are we going to have after the show?
Well, I don't know. You usually kind of get stumped on the word of the day from Sesame Street, so they can't be too complex.
What is the word of the day from Sesame Street? Since you know, apparently you watch it to get your vocabulary from it.
Still better than
What's the word of the day?
after the show. I'll tell you exactly what the word of the day is.
What does it start with?
F.
What does it end with?
K.
Oh, fork. Word of the day is fork.
And there's also a second word of the day. You.
Oh, okay. What do those two have in common?
I have no idea. Wrap up the show.
PW said the word of the day is clown.
Funk.
Candy. What'd you say?
Funk.
Funk?
Yes.
I thought it was fork.
Allie in the chat said it was funk.
Oh, okay. Oh, Triple X lady said you'll get your little man doll Roger sleep with you, little ventriloquist dummy. Yes, the word of the day is clown.
Yes, I'm looking at one right now.
The word of the day is Roger.
You know what? Keep that in. keep that up, and I'll start calling you Roger.
I don't care. I'll say that for every word, like the droids on Star Wars that say Roger, Roger all the time. I'll be like Groot, except with the word Roger.
Okay, enough.
I will be.
Enough. Yes,
be like,
I know. All
I
right.
am Roger. I am Roger. I'm Roger. I'm Roger.
Why can't you just like subtly have something? Why do you have to nuke it from freaking space?
You wanted to call me Roger, so
All right, just forget it. Just forget it.
that's it, folks. Next week, hey, bud. Next week, I will introduce myself as Roger Kincaid.
Roger, I'm waiting for you. I'm on the data. Baby.
That's under your bed, Bethany.
You both are so not funny. I'm going to bury you both at the bottom of a lake in one of those rusted out RVs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I hate that.
Be sure to bring the air tanks, Dustin. We'll do a little deep sea diving.
And I'm seriously having nightmares of that voice in like a cave or something.
Yeah. So
Under your bed.
Not cool. Not cool. Ugh. My nails just, ugh.
I now pronounce you husband and content.
Not funny. All right, any more announcements?
No, just be sure to come back and join us tomorrow at 12. And then we'll be back, hopefully, Lord willing, next week with our regularly scheduled shows. And just to remind everybody, if you haven't picked up a copy of Bitch Bear yet, you can do so on Godless for only 50 cents. That is this month's Southern Discomfort issue that was based off Bethany as a child and her little stuffed teddy bear that she used to have. There she is. And then February 7th, a new Southern Discomfort will be dropping as well. And I'll be able to tell y'all more about that one here in the weeks to come. But I think
for your next show, I will have best outro completed.
all right. Aren't you excited, baby?
No.
Why? Dustin puts a lot of effort into those videos.
I don't know. I don't think anything could probably top or be as funny as the fart music.
Oh no,
I was
it's not meant
challenging
to
you,
be
Dustin.
funny. It's not meant to be funny. It's creepy. Remember you said, how can you get any creepier than this? Oh, but guess what, Bethany? We just stepped it up a whole nother level on the creepy scale.
Okay, that is creepy. And I just read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark with my oldest, and the last one was The Babysitter with the guy laughing. So, ugh, that's what it's making me think of.
It works out great, Dustin.
Oh, man, Dustin.
Thanks, Allie. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, have a good night. Much love.
All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. You got anything you want to say, Boo Bear, before we sign off.
Sweet dreams, everybody. Have a great rest of your week and tune in tomorrow. And remember, without you, any of you, none of this would be possible.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I appreciate the support and hanging out with us in the chat. Stick around. We have an inspirational video that we like to play at the end of every show. This has been Immortal Shadows with Bethany and me, your host, Roger Kincaid.
Stop it with the Roger.
Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? Nowhere to go, so far from home. Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? So I break these walls and hold my head up high.